Hi, my name's Matt with We're in the Rockies, and I am here at Waterton Glacier International Peace Park. This is actually part of Glacier National Park, but it's on the Canadian side. My wife and I, Cheryl, who's behind the camera, we have spent the last week touring through Glacier National Park and then over here to Waterton. And we have been on all the boat rides in the park, which is kind of crazy. So in this video, I want to give you 10 things that you need to know if you're thinking about doing a boat ride at Glacier National Park. Okay, so the first thing to know is that there are 4 scenic cruises or 4 boat rides at Glacier National Park, and actually more like 5 when we include Waterton here. So there is Lake McDonald, St. Mary's, Two Medicine, and the Many Glacier. And Many Glacier is actually 2 rides, sort of, because you have to span 2 lakes, so you'll actually go across one, walk, and then go across the other. Now, stick around for the end of the video and we'll tell you which one was our favorite boat ride. Okay, the second thing to know is the cost. So these are typically between $16 and $33 per person to do a scenic boat cruise at Glacier National Park. Kids are a little cheaper, of course, and a lot of it kind of comes down to like the area of the park or maybe the length of the cruise. I'm not quite sure. Two Medicine was on the cheaper end, Many Glacier on the more expensive end. Again, Many Glacier, you actually span 2 lakes, so you're going to go on 2 boat rides when you do the Many Glacier one. Waterton, though, is actually the most expensive one. This was around $60 per person for their boat ride, and it is the largest boat, and it does span the longest lake. It actually goes farther than any of the other ones and takes a longer time. Okay, the next thing to note is that the tours take about an hour when you're on these boat cruises. So again, it kind of depends on the lake that you're on, but most of them you can plan on about an hour long. This Waterton one's a little over an hour. The Many Glacier ones are really kind of probably under an hour, but again, you've got 2 lakes there that you're spanning. So, plan on an hour to an hour and a half or something like that for a boat ride. And then it depends on the time of the tour as well. Like we were on a hiker shuttle that went a little faster than the scenic cruise where they had a narration and all that. Also, the boats are steady. They really are steady riders. So the boats in Glacier National Park are kind of small, but they're plenty steady. We went on 2 rides where the days were really windy and didn't even notice it inside the boat. And that's the other thing. The boat is covered, so you're sitting inside the boat, so the elements are not going to bother you too much. Now, here at Waterton, you actually have an option to sit in the cabin or out on the deck or even up on top. And again, it was large, so the weather, the winds don't bother it at all. But at least this one, you kind of have a little option there. Anyway, the weather's not really a concern. I think they kind of go wind or rain or sunshine. Okay, the next thing to know about the boat rides is that most of them will drop you off. Maybe all of them will drop you off at the end of the lake so that you can do some hiking if you would like to. So this is actually a really great way to save yourself some hiking. So instead of hiking around the lake, you can take a boat ride across the lake and then do a hike at the end. So we highly recommend this. Now, Cheryl and I, we like hiking, we enjoy it, but I'll take a shortcut. I'm not opposed to taking a shortcut. So consider doing that. They will drop you off on the other end of the lake and give you an opportunity to hike and then to come back. Now, depending on the tour, some of them will wait while you go out to a waterfall or whatever and come back. Others, your hiking is going to be much longer. So Cheryl and I at Many Glacier, we hiked to Grinnell Glacier. We did this Grinnell Glacier hike, which is 7 miles. So we caught a much later boat tour or a boat ride coming back. Now, some people will say, well, what if, there's too many people for the boat and I don't get on? Then generally speaking, you'll have to wait until the next boat comes, which might be an hour or 2 hours. But there are some rides, including the last ride of the day, where as long as you're at that boat dock on time, they will give you a ride back. So they'll make as many shuttle runs as they need to get all the people back to the dock or back home, basically, from that boat dock that they dropped you off at. Okay, the next thing to know is that advanced reservations are highly encouraged. So the boat tours do sell out, a lot of them. Now, not all of them, but a lot of times they do sell out. So if you want to go on a boat ride, a scenic cruise at one of these places in Glacier, then it's a good idea to get that online ahead of time through Glacier Park Boats website. That's the name of their company, the Glacier Park Boat Company. They're the one concessionaire that handles all the boat rides inside Glacier. Now, again, we're in Waterton on the Canadian side, so this is a different thing. They actually don't take reservations ahead of time or online or anything like that. So here you just have to come to the boat dock or the marina and buy your tickets. But all the ones in Glacier National Park, you can buy in advance. If you are too late to the game and they're already booked up, you can still go to the ticket booth in the morning and get on a waiting list. We met quite a few people who made it. They were on the waiting list and they still made it on the boat ride. So that's an option for you as well. One other thing is that you can actually get a one-way shuttle ticket, a return ticket. So if you want to go hiking out in the morning, but then you just want a return ticket to save you the steps in the afternoon, you can do that, but you do need to buy that before you leave on your hike. So you need to get it before, I mean, you need to have that ticket in hand while you're standing at the return dock because they're not going to sell it to you way out there in the woods. So just be aware of that. The next thing to know is what to wear or bring on your boat tour. Now pay attention to this one here. I've written down a few things so I don't forget. So first of all, you're going to want to wear your hiking shoes because you could be doing some hiking on the other side of that tour. Secondly, you want to bring a poncho because the weather can change really fast in Glacier National Park. In the Rockies, the weather can change really fast. So storms can blow in just like that. So you want to bring like a poncho or a rain jacket or something. Again, on the actual boat ride, you'll be inside, so that won't be an issue, but you're going to want to have it when you're off the boat. Okay, the next thing is you want to wear layers. So again, the weather can change a lot. So it can get kind of cold and real breezy. And then, you know, it can also get really hot. So you're going to want to wear some layers. This is a general good rule of thumb when you're in the Rocky Mountains anyway. And then bring some snacks, okay, because you might be out there a little while. Again, if you kind of miss the boat on the return trip, you could be waiting another hour or even two, something like that, until the next boat ride comes. So bring plenty of snacks. Honestly, we packed a bunch of snacks for one of our big hikes and kind of wish we had packed more because we came back and we ended up doing some bonus hiking and we missed the boat. And so we were around there for a little while. Would have been nice to have more snacks. Okay, here's the last thing to pack, and pay close attention here. You're going to want to pack your bear spray. Everybody in Glacier is walking around with their bear spray on their belt. And you can take your bear spray on the boat. And they give a little announcement when you get on the boat, and they say, or right before you get on the boat, they'll usually say, we will allow you to bring your bear spray, but make sure you put it in a bag so it doesn't accidentally discharge. And all the little workers there, like the workers are so fun. The boat captains, they're all young. They're here for the summer. They all live in the same lake house. It's like 7 or 8 people in one lake house. And they're this is just like the summer of their lives. And they're really cute and fun. And they always kind of give the same spiel. And they say, it has happened before where people have discharged their bear spray and it's not a fun experience. So I said to Cheryl, I said, they just have to say that. This is a pre-speech, you know, like a something that they've memorized that they have to say. And I thought, this has probably only happened like once in the whole history of this thing, and it's been going for like 75 years, this boat company. Well, while we were on the boat coming back at Many Glacier, somebody discharged their bear spray accidentally. It was the craziest thing. It was the craziest thing. And she was on the front row right next to the boat captain. The boat captain is up there coughing and gagging. Everybody else around me is coughing and gagging. Somehow I actually kind of missed it, but like we were on the 4th row. The first 3 rows were all just going nuts. I mean, just shirt over their nose and their eyes. Cheryl's laughing because it was one of the most memorable experiences we've ever had. People running out to the front of the boat to try to get some fresh air, opening the windows. It was crazy. And so it actually happened on the boat ride I was on. Afterwards, Cheryl went up and talked to the manager, and they said that it generally happens once per year. It had not happened this year. This was the first time, was the ride that we were on. We're also laughing about it because we did a whole video on bear spray where Cheryl learned and shows you how to spray bear spray. We sprayed 3 cans of bear spray, and we about gagged ourselves that night because we did not realize just that it would be that potent and that widespread. So anyway, that was a crazy thing. So if you want to bring bear spray for your hikes, but make sure to put it in your pack. Please do not gas a boat on the lake. Okay, the next thing to know is the facilities that are on the other side of the lake. So when you head to the other side of the lake, you'll usually find some pit toilets there, right at the boat dock generally, or maybe even on the hike later on. But you'll find some pit toilets there. You will not find garbage cans, and you will not find water. So they have no water on the other side, but they do have bathrooms. So pack your garbage in, pack it out, bring water. Okay, the next thing to know is to arrive early. So you want to get there probably about 45 minutes early if you're driving to that area, meaning that you want to get there in time to park, walk down to the ticket booth, get your tickets, and be ready to board no later than 15 minutes early. They are very prompt. I was quite surprised. I was kind of waiting there for about 10 minutes too, and the boat was all loaded. I was kind of wondering, is that my boat? I figured they would have taken a while. And that was my boat, so I had to get down there and get on there. They won't leave you, they won't leave early, but they do load it 15 minutes early, and they're sitting there waiting for the stragglers to come on. Also, they will give your ticket away if you're not there on time. So Cheryl, you asked them about that. Did they say that they'll give it away at the tour time?
They wait until tour time, and they always actually leave a few extra seats. They say normally people on the wait list between 1 and 18 people get on the boat.
Oh, okay. So if you're not there on at the actual tour time, if your tour time's at 10 o'clock and you're not there by 10, you may lose your ticket to those people who are on the waiting list. Okay, let me give you a bonus thing here, and that is that you can rent other watercraft. So the scenic cruises are cool, and that's one way to go enjoy these gorgeous turquoise lakes in Glacier National Park. But another way is that you can rent watercraft. So they rent little small motorized boats. That's what Cheryl and I did this last time. We've actually done it a couple times at Apgar Village in Glacier and on West Glacier. And then you can also rent kayaks and paddle boards and canoes and things like that and just go paddling around these lakes. So it's a very fun way to enjoy these gorgeous lakes. The rentals are typically around $20 to $25 an hour, depending on what you're getting. Okay, so finally, our favorite boat tour that we went on, and we went on all of them in the park, is Many Glacier, the boat tour at Many Glacier. And the main reason for me there is that it actually gets you deeper into the canyon, into places that you can't see from the dock. Now, a lot of the other ones like Lake McDonald and St. Mary and Two Medicine, you can actually see the other side of the lake. And so the valley that you're looking at is pretty much the same while you're doing your boat ride. Many Glacier, though, is going to take you through one lake and then through another lake, and it's going to get you deeper into that canyon for a more scenic ride, or at least things that you're not going to see from the marina. So that would be my vote, is Many Glacier. And then it has the added bonus that it cuts off quite a bit of hiking, and then you can get to some really amazing stuff on the other side, Grinnell Lake. And then for the more ambitious hiker, you can get up to Upper Grinnell Lake. Okay, if you're visiting Glacier National Park, we have many resources to help you out. We have a playlist on YouTube here full of glacier videos that you can watch to get you prepared. We have a website, we'reintherockies.com, where we have articles. We have everything organized on there. We have an itinerary, a step-by-step itinerary to help you plan out your days to get the most out of it. So please check out those resources. Thank you for watching, and until next time, go west, young traveler.